Hi everyone, Clarence here from Steam Deck Mania. Are you looking for some great games to play on your brand new Steam Deck? Well, we've got you covered with this amazing sale featuring 30 must-play games. From AAA titles to indie gems, there's something here for everyone. All of these games are on sale now, so don't miss your chance to grab them at a discounted price. Whether you're a fan of action-packed shooters or relaxing puzzle games, this sale has got you covered. If you're new here, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We're constantly bringing you the latest news and reviews on all your favorite games, and we don't want you to miss out. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know about our latest videos and be a part of our growing community. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. First on our list, Fhtagn Simulator. Fhtagn Simulator is an indie game that takes players on a humorous and absurd journey. Set in a Lovecraftian village, you play as a goat farmer tasked with pleasing the great old one, Cthulhu. The game's retro graphics and chiptune soundtrack add to its charm, giving it a nostalgic feel that many will appreciate. Although the gameplay is straightforward, it's the game's humor and quirkiness that make it enjoyable. From milking your goat to summoning otherworldly creatures, Fhtagn Simulator will keep you entertained with its oddball tasks. Overall, Fhtagn Simulator is a game that offers a unique experience for those looking for something different. It's not for everyone, but for those who enjoy Lovecraftian humor and absurdity, it's definitely worth checking out. So if you're in the mood for a wacky adventure, give Fhtagn Simulator a try on your Steam Deck. Next is Monster Rancher 1 and 2DX. Monster Rancher 1 and 2DX is a remastered collection of two classic games from the late 90s. This new version brings back all the fun and excitement of raising and training monsters for battles and competitions, with updated graphics and mechanics. The game features new content and the ability to share monsters with friends through a code system. With its smoother gameplay and better visuals, Monster Rancher 1 and 2DX is a great way to experience these beloved games. Overall, this collection is perfect for fans of monster raising games or anyone looking for a fun and exciting challenge. Whether you're a fan of the original games or discovering them for the first time, Monster Rancher 1 and 2DX is a great choice for hours of entertainment on your Steam Deck. So why not give it a try and see how far you can take your monsters in the tournaments and battles. Next up is Arcade Paradise. Arcade Paradise is a retro-style arcade management simulator set in the 90s. As the arcade owner, you must manage all aspects of the business, from buying and maintaining games to hiring employees and keeping customers happy. The game offers a variety of challenges, such as meeting revenue goals and keeping machines in working order. Its engaging storyline is woven into the gameplay through interactions with characters in the arcade and cutscenes, and mini-games add to the overall fun and challenge. With its retro aesthetic, immersive gameplay, and engaging storyline, Arcade Paradise is a fantastic game that offers an enjoyable arcade management experience. Whether you're a fan of management sims or arcade games, this game is a must-play. So if you're looking for a fun and nostalgic trip down memory lane or just a great game to play on your Steam Deck, Arcade Paradise is definitely worth checking out. Next is Haiki. Haiki is a captivating puzzle game set in a mysterious post-apocalyptic world. As the player, you must navigate interconnected rooms to solve increasingly complex puzzles and find a way to escape. The game features simple yet innovative gameplay mechanics, where the player manipulates objects and platforms to progress through the game. The hand-drawn visuals are stunning, creating a sense of mystery and intrigue. The game's haunting soundtrack adds to its eerie atmosphere and sense of unease. Haiki also features a compelling story, revealed through in-game journals and notes, that adds to its overall depth and immersion. It's an excellent puzzle game that offers a unique and engaging experience for players. Overall, Haiki is a must-play game for fans of puzzle games and atmospheric storytelling. If you're looking for a challenging and immersive puzzle game to play on your Steam Deck, Haiki is definitely worth checking out. Next up is Sonority. Sonority is a fascinating puzzle game that challenges players to create music by solving puzzles. In the game, you play as a composer who needs to arrange musical notes to create a melody that fits a particular theme. The game mechanics are simple but innovative, with players needing to use logic and creativity to solve the puzzles. The game's visuals and sound effects are stunning, creating a relaxing and immersive atmosphere that adds to the overall experience. One of the standout features of Sonority is its unique approach to puzzle solving, where players must think outside the box to create the perfect melody. The game also features a wide variety of levels, each with its own unique theme and musical style. Overall, Sonority is an excellent game that offers a refreshing and engaging puzzle-solving experience. Its innovative mechanics, stunning visuals, and relaxing atmosphere make it a must-play for music lovers and puzzle game enthusiasts. So, if you're looking for a fun and challenging game to play on your Steam Deck, be sure to give Sonority a try. Next on the list is Noita. Noita is a unique and challenging action-adventure game that takes place in a procedurally generated world filled with danger and excitement. In the game, you play as a wizard who must explore a mystical underground world and fight against various enemies using powerful spells. One of the standout features of Noita is its physics-based gameplay mechanics, where every pixel in the game's world is simulated and can interact with other pixels. This creates an immersive and realistic world that adds to the game's overall depth and complexity. The game also features a wide variety of spells and weapons that can be combined in different ways, allowing for a high degree of customization and strategic gameplay. The game's challenging difficulty and permadeath mechanics add to its overall sense of tension and excitement. Overall, Noita is a fantastic game that offers a unique and immersive action-adventure experience. With its innovative gameplay mechanics, stunning visuals, and challenging difficulty, it's a must-play for fans of action games and wizardry. So if you're looking for a thrilling and immersive game to play on your Steam Deck, Noita is definitely worth checking out. Next is Sanator, Scarlet Scarf. Sanator, Scarlet Scarf is an engaging and immersive visual novel that tells a fascinating story about a young woman named Lena who wakes up in a strange and mysterious world with no memories of her past. The game features beautiful hand-drawn artwork, captivating music, and an intricate plot that keeps players engaged throughout. As the player, you make choices that determine the outcome of the story, leading to multiple possible endings. One of the standout features of Sanator, Scarlet Scarf, is its unique blend of mystery, fantasy, and horror elements, which creates a compelling and suspenseful atmosphere. The game's characters are also well developed and add depth to the overall story. Overall, Sanator, Scarlet Scarf is a must-play game for fans of visual novels and immersive storytelling. With its stunning artwork, captivating music, and intricate plot, it's a game that will keep you engaged from beginning to end. If you're looking for a thrilling and immersive visual novel to play on your Steam Deck, be sure to give Sanator, Scarlet Scarf a try. Next up is Nelly Cootalot, The Fowl Fleet. Nelly Cootalot, The Fowl Fleet is a hilarious and charming point-and-click adventure game that follows the adventures of the swashbuckling pirate Nelly Cootalot as she tries to save the world's birds from an evil baron. The game features beautiful hand-drawn artwork, clever puzzles, and memorable characters that will keep you entertained for hours. One of the standout features of the game is its unique blend of pirate-themed adventure and absurd humor, which creates a fun and engaging experience. The game's puzzles are challenging but not frustrating, and the writing is clever and witty, making it a joy to explore the game's world and interact with its characters. Overall, Nelly Cootalot, The Fowl Fleet is a must-play game for fans of point-and-click adventure games and offbeat humor. With its stunning artwork, hilarious writing, and clever puzzles, it's a game that will keep you entertained from start to finish. So if you're looking for a fun and engaging game to play on your Steam Deck, be sure to give Nelly Cootalot, The Fowl Fleet a try. Next on the list is Shotgun King, The Final Checkmate. Shotgun King, The Final Checkmate is a thrilling shooter game that delivers an intense arcade-style experience. As a skilled gunslinger, you must take down a gang of criminals to save a town. The game features retro-style graphics and a variety of challenging levels that will test your shooting skills and reflexes. One of the best things about Shotgun King, The Final Checkmate, is its fast-paced action and simple, intuitive controls. The game's levels are designed to challenge you without overwhelming you, and the boss battles are thrilling and satisfying to complete. Overall, if you're a fan of classic arcade-style shooters or just love fast-paced action games, then Shotgun King, The Final Checkmate is definitely worth checking out. With its retro-style graphics, challenging gameplay, and satisfying gunfights, it's a game that will keep you entertained for hours. So grab your Steam Deck and get ready to take on the criminal underworld in Shotgun King, The Final Checkmate. Next is Weird RPG. Weird RPG by Yusion is a surreal and engaging game that combines traditional RPG elements with a strange and eerie storyline. The game has a unique pixelated art style and a haunting soundtrack that complements the game's unsettling atmosphere. In the game, you play as a young woman who wakes up in a bizarre world filled with weird creatures and landscapes. As you explore this world, you encounter different enemies, solve puzzles, and gather items that help you progress through the game. Weird RPG's standout feature is its surreal and dreamlike ambience. The game's unusual plot and unsettling visuals keep you engrossed, and its challenging gameplay and smart puzzles keep you coming back for more. Overall, Weird RPG by Yusion is an experience worth having if you're a fan of unusual and creative RPGs. With its haunting soundtrack, pixelated graphics, and unforgettable storyline, it's a game that will leave an indelible mark on you. So grab your Steam Deck and delve into the weird and wonderful world of Weird RPG. Next up, The Plague Doctor of Wippra. The Plague Doctor of Wippra is an atmospheric horror game that immerses players in a mysterious and unsettling world. Set in 17th century Germany, the game follows the story of a young woman who travels to the small town of Wippra to investigate a series of strange events. The town is plagued by a mysterious illness that is slowly consuming the townspeople, and it's up to the player to uncover the truth behind the epidemic. The game's standout feature is its haunting atmosphere. The moody and atmospheric soundtrack, combined with the game's immersive environments, creates a sense of tension and dread that keeps you on the edge of your seat throughout. In addition to its eerie ambience, The Plague Doctor of Wippra features challenging gameplay and clever puzzles that test your wits and keep you engaged. Overall, if you're a fan of atmospheric horror games with a rich and engaging storyline, then The Plague Doctor of Wippra is definitely worth checking out on your Steam Deck. Next is Creepy Tale 2. Creepy Tale 2 is a puzzle platformer game with a captivating fairy tale-like storyline. The game revolves around a young boy named Lars, who embarks on a perilous journey to rescue his sister from the clutches of an evil witch. The game's hand-drawn visuals are exceptional and perfectly complement its dark and eerie atmosphere. The game's haunting soundtrack and sound effects are equally impressive and enhance the overall experience. The game is easy to pick up, but its mechanics become increasingly complex as the player progresses through the game. Creepy Tale 2's gameplay involves challenging puzzles and platforming sequences that test the player's reflexes and problem-solving skills. In summary, Creepy Tale 2 is an excellent choice for those who enjoy puzzle platformer games with a dark and captivating storyline. Its beautiful visuals, haunting sound effects, and challenging gameplay make for an immersive and unforgettable experience on the Steam Deck. Next up is Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb is an action roguelite and base management game that centers around players taking on the role of a cult leader who has been resurrected by a deity called the One Who Waits. Players recruit followers, build a base, and fight otherworldly entities in order to free their master. The game's crusades are randomized and repeatable, but are far shorter than typical roguelikes, taking around 10 minutes each. Combat is relatively simple, with a single attack button, a curse power, and a dodge roll. However, each element is well executed and effective. Players can use tarot cards to influence their kit mid-run, such as adding a projectile to their melee attack or gaining extra health. The game has a charming art style and expressive animations that bring a sense of joy to its brutal gameplay. Overall, Cult of the Lamb is a unique and enjoyable combination of different genres, with responsive combat and plenty of opportunities for player choice. Its shorter play sessions make it a great option for those who want a quick but engaging gaming experience. Next is Creepy Tale. Creepy Tale is a puzzle platformer game developed by Decaf Studio. The game follows a young boy who sets out to rescue his sister after she is kidnapped by a sinister creature. The game features hand-drawn art and animation, creating a unique and eerie atmosphere. Throughout the game, the player must solve puzzles by interacting with the environment, such as moving objects or using tools. The puzzles start off simple but become increasingly complex as the game progresses. Players must also avoid dangers such as traps and enemies, making use of the environment to stay safe. The game's story is told through its environments and interactions, with no dialogue or text. The lack of text makes the game accessible to players of any language, but also adds to the game's mysterious and unsettling atmosphere. Overall, Creepy Tale is a well-designed and engaging game with a creepy yet charming aesthetic. The puzzles are challenging but not frustrating, and the lack of dialogue adds to the game's unique atmosphere. If you enjoy puzzle platformer games with a dark twist, Creepy Tale is definitely worth checking out. Next up, Picklock. Picklock is a puzzle game developed by Creepy Brothers where players take on the role of a thief who must use various tools to pick locks and sneak past guards in order to steal valuable items. The game has a top-down perspective and players move their character by tapping on the screen, while interacting with objects is done by tapping and dragging. There are various types of locks to pick, each requiring a different set of tools and techniques. Some locks require players to rotate tumblers, while others require players to pick individual pins. The game also features a variety of obstacles and hazards, such as guards that will chase the player down if they are spotted or alarms that will sound if the player takes too long to complete a level. The game has a charming cartoonish aesthetic with bright colors and expressive character animations. The sound design is also well done, with a jazzy soundtrack that fits the game's sneaky atmosphere. Overall, Picklock is a fun and challenging puzzle game that will appeal to fans of stealth and heist games. Next on the list is Iris and the Giant. Iris and the Giant is a turn-based RPG that explores a young girl's journey through a world of mental health challenges. Players take on the role of Iris, a child struggling with her inner demons, as she journeys through a landscape filled with monsters and other fantastical beings. The game's battles take place on a deck of cards, with players using cards to attack, defend, and heal themselves. The cards are drawn from a deck that is customized as players progress through the game, allowing them to tailor their strategy to suit their playstyle. The game's beautiful hand-drawn art style, haunting soundtrack, and emotional story all work together to create a memorable and thought-provoking experience. Despite its serious subject matter, Iris and the Giant manages to strike a balance between the difficult themes it explores and the game's lighthearted, whimsical nature. With its engaging gameplay and poignant story, Iris and the Giant is a must-play for fans of RPGs and narrative-driven games. Next is Growbot. Growbot is a point-and-click adventure game that takes place in a charming world full of color and life. The game follows the story of a robot named Nara, who wakes up on a spaceship that is heading towards a beautiful planet. The spaceship malfunctions and crashes on the planet, and Nara is left to explore and fix the ship's systems. The game features beautiful hand-drawn visuals and a serene soundtrack that immerses players in its world. As Nara explores the planet, she encounters various plant life and creatures that she must interact with to solve puzzles and progress the story. The puzzles are cleverly designed and require players to think outside the box, as they often involve manipulating the environment to create solutions. The story of Growbot is engaging and heartwarming, focusing on themes of environmentalism and the importance of preserving nature. Nara's journey to fix the ship's systems also leads her to discover the planet's hidden secrets and the mysteries of her own existence. Overall, Growbot is a delightful and charming adventure game that will appeal to fans of the genre and anyone who appreciates a good story. Next up, Synthetic Legion Rising. Synthetic Legion Rising is a fast-paced, top-down shooter that blends classic arcade gameplay with modern roguelike elements. The game takes place in a dystopian future where a rogue AI has taken over the world and players must fight through waves of robotic enemies to save humanity. Players can choose from a variety of different characters, each with their own unique play styles and abilities, and must explore procedurally generated levels, searching for weapons, upgrades, and power-ups along the way. Combat in Synthetic is intense and strategic, with players needing to constantly manage their ammunition and abilities to stay alive. The game also features a deep and complex weapon system, allowing players to customize their loadouts with a variety of different attachments and modifications. As players progress through the game, they'll unlock new characters, weapons, and abilities, providing endless replayability. The graphics in Synthetic are top-notch, with detailed character designs, fluid animations, and stunning particle effects. The sound design is also excellent, with immersive music and sound effects that add to the game's tense atmosphere. Overall, Synthetic Legion Rising is an excellent choice for fans of fast-paced, challenging shooters. Next on the list is Burger Bistro Story. Burger Bistro Story is a casual time management game that puts players in charge of a small burger joint. The objective of the game is to serve as many customers as possible by taking their orders, cooking the burgers, and adding the right toppings before serving them. Players must also manage their inventory, purchase new ingredients and equipment, and hire new staff members to help them run the business. The game is divided into levels, and each level has a set goal that players must achieve to progress to the next one. Goals may include earning a certain amount of money, serving a specific number of customers, or getting a high customer satisfaction rating. The game features simple, intuitive controls that make it easy to play, even for those who have never played a time management game before. The colorful graphics and upbeat music add to the game's overall charm, making it a fun and engaging experience for players of all ages. Next is Card Survival Tropical Island. Card Survival Tropical Island is a card game that combines survival elements with turn-based combat. The game takes place on a tropical island where the player must gather resources to stay alive while battling enemies. Each turn, the player draws cards from their deck and uses them to perform actions such as gathering food, building shelter, or attacking enemies. The game has a permadeath mechanic, meaning that if the player dies, they must start over from the beginning. The game also features a day-night cycle, with the player having to manage their time and resources carefully to survive. The combat in the game is simple but satisfying, with the player able to choose between different attack and defense cards to defeat enemies. The game also features a crafting system, allowing the player to create new items and weapons to help them survive. Overall, Card Survival Tropical Island is a fun and challenging game that combines strategy, survival, and card game elements into an enjoyable package. Next up, Love Esquire RPG Dating Sim Visual Novel. Love Esquire is a hybrid RPG, dating sim, visual novel that puts you in the shoes of a lowly squire who dreams of winning the heart of a princess. The game combines traditional RPG mechanics such as character stats, equipment, and turn-based combat with a dating sim-style relationship system where players must balance their time between training for battle and building relationships with potential love interests. Players can choose their squire's gender and sexual orientation and pursue relationships with multiple characters of various genders and sexual orientations, each with their own unique personalities, backgrounds, and storylines. The game features hand-drawn graphics and a lighthearted tone, with plenty of humor and self-awareness about its own genre conventions. The combat system is engaging and challenging, with a variety of enemies and bosses to defeat, while the dating sim elements provide a welcome break from the action and allow players to explore the world and get to know the characters better. Love Esquire is a charming and well-crafted game that successfully blends multiple genres into a fun and enjoyable experience. Next on the list is The Letter Horror Visual Novel. The Letter is a horror visual novel developed by Philippine studio Yang Mobile. The game features an interactive story with branching paths, multiple endings, and a cast of well-written characters. Players take on the role of 7 different characters, each with their own unique storylines and experiences, as they navigate a supernatural mystery that unfolds in an old mansion. The Letter's gameplay is centered around decision-making, dialogue choices, and exploration. Players must choose carefully as the choices they make will affect the story and ultimately determine the fate of the characters. The game features high-quality art and music, with fully voice-acted dialogue that brings the story and characters to life. The letter's horror elements are well executed, with a tense atmosphere and genuinely scary moments that keep players on edge. The game also explores mature themes such as loss, grief, and trauma, adding depth to the characters and their experiences. Overall, The Letter is a well-crafted horror visual novel that delivers an engaging story, memorable characters, and a chilling atmosphere. Next up, Necrosmith. Necrosmith is a fast-paced action-adventure game set in a dark fantasy world where players take on the role of a Necrosmith, a powerful mage who can craft magical weapons and raise the dead. The game features intense hack-and-slash combat, challenging boss fights, and a deep crafting system that allows players to create and upgrade their own weapons and armor. As a Necrosmith, players must explore a dangerous world filled with undead creatures, demonic forces, and other deadly enemies. They must collect resources, craft powerful weapons and armor, and master a variety of spells and abilities to defeat their foes. The combat in Necrosmith is fast-paced and intense, with players using a variety of weapons and spells to take down their enemies. The game also features challenging boss fights that require careful planning and strategy to overcome. Overall, Necrosmith is a fun and challenging game that will appeal to fans of action-adventure games and dark fantasy settings. The deep crafting system and intense combat make it a game that players will want to come back to again and again. Next on the list is Dreamscaper. Dreamscaper is an action-packed roguelite RPG that seamlessly blends gameplay mechanics from different genres to create a unique and engaging experience. Players take on the role of Cassidy, a young woman who battles through her nightmares to overcome her insecurities and personal demons. The game features a procedurally generated world that changes each time you play, with new environments, enemies, and items to discover. Combat is fast-paced and engaging, with a variety of melee and ranged weapons to choose from, as well as special abilities that can be unlocked and upgraded as you progress. One of the game's standout features is the Dreamscape, a hub world that serves as a safe haven for Cassidy between battles. Here, you can interact with NPCs, craft items, and upgrade your abilities using resources you've collected. The game's art style is stunning, with a hand-drawn aesthetic that perfectly captures the dreamlike quality of the game's setting. Overall, Dreamscaper is a must-play for fans of roguelite games, RPGs, and action games alike. Next is Kao the Kangaroo, Round 2. Kao the Kangaroo. Round 2 is a 3D platformer game originally released in 2003 and re-released in 2021 with improved graphics and other features. Players control Kao, a kangaroo on a quest to rescue his animal friends from an evil hunter. The game takes place across various environments, such as forests, beaches, and deserts, with each level featuring different obstacles and enemies to overcome. Players can attack enemies using Kao's punch or jump attack and can collect power-ups to increase their health or gain special abilities. In addition to standard levels, there are also mini-games and boss battles. The re-release of the game features updated graphics, widescreen support, controller support, and improved camera controls. It also includes a new time attack mode and a gallery of concept art and renders. Overall, Kao the Kangaroo, Round 2 is a fun and colorful platformer with a nostalgic appeal for those who played the original game. The updated graphics and additional features make it a worthwhile experience for both new and returning players. Next up is Kana. Learn Japanese Hiragana and Katakana. Kana is a mobile app that aims to teach users the basics of Japanese writing system, Hiragana and Katakana. The app has a simple and easy-to-use interface that guides users through the learning process with various activities and quizzes. It offers a wide range of features such as tracing practice, matching games, and multiple-choice quizzes that test users' knowledge of the characters. The app features a comprehensive guide to the pronunciation of each character and teaches users how to read and write them. Users can track their progress with the built-in statistics feature and repeat lessons until they have mastered each character. In addition to the learning activities, Kana also offers a reference section that includes a table of all the Hiragana and Katakana characters, as well as their pronunciation and romanized equivalents. Overall, Kana is a useful tool for anyone looking to learn the basics of Japanese writing. Its simple and user-friendly interface, along with its comprehensive approach to teaching Hiragana and Katakana, makes it a great choice for beginners. Next on the list is Beholder 2. Beholder 2 is a simulation game that puts players in the role of a newly hired government employee in a totalitarian state. As the new manager of an apartment complex, players must balance their duties as a landlord with their responsibilities to the state. This includes spying on tenants, reporting suspicious behavior, and dealing with the consequences of their actions. The game features a branching storyline that is impacted by the players' decisions and the relationships they build with their tenants. Players must navigate a complex web of allegiances and betrayals as they work towards their own goals and try to stay alive in a dangerous political climate. The game's dark humor and dystopian setting create a compelling and immersive experience that explores themes of power, authority, and morality. With its engaging gameplay, interesting characters, and branching narrative, Beholder 2 is a must-play for fans of simulation games and dystopian stories. Next is Do Not Feed the Monkeys. Do Not Feed the Monkeys is a simulation game that puts you in the shoes of a voyeuristic spy who observes strangers through cameras and tries to balance their own personal life while keeping up with their surveillance duties. The game is built around a central hub called the Primate Observation Club, which lets players monitor the activities of various individuals in their apartments, workplaces, and other private locations. Players need to observe carefully, take notes, and gather information about the monitored individuals, all while avoiding getting caught by the authorities. As the game progresses, players need to manage their finances, health, and time effectively to continue their spying operations. The game's graphics are stylized and quirky, with a retro-futuristic vibe that fits the game's themes perfectly. The gameplay is highly immersive, with a sense of urgency and tension that keeps players on edge. Do Not Feed the Monkeys is a unique and engaging game that challenges players to balance their curiosity and empathy with the consequences of their actions. Next up, Beholder. Beholder is a dystopian adventure game that puts the player in the shoes of Carl, a newly appointed state-installed landlord in a totalitarian society. The player's job is to spy on tenants, collect information, and report any suspicious activities to the authorities. The game features a branching storyline with multiple endings that are influenced by the player's choices and actions. The mechanics are built around managing resources, such as time, money, and reputation, which determine Carl's ability to influence or manipulate the tenants. The game's graphics and sound design set a dark, oppressive mood, which is appropriate given the subject matter. The game's moral ambiguity is reinforced by its use of an ethical dilemma system, which forces the player to make difficult decisions. Beholder's themes of state surveillance, moral relativism, and personal agency make it an engaging and thought-provoking game. The game is not without its flaws, such as repetitive gameplay, but its strengths make it worth experiencing. And last but not the least, Clone Drone: The Danger Zone. Clone Drone in the Danger Zone is a third-person sword fighting game with roguelite and arena combat elements. Players take control of a human mind placed into the body of a robot gladiator who must survive deadly trials against other robots in a futuristic arena. The game's combat mechanics are simple yet satisfying, with players using swords, bows, and even jetpacks to outmaneuver and defeat enemies. The roguelite aspect comes into play with the game's permadeath system, which forces players to restart from the beginning after dying, while also incorporating a progression system where players can unlock new weapons and upgrades as they progress through the game. The arena combat aspect allows players to participate in endless challenges or create their own challenges to share with others. The game's physics-based mechanics and fun, cartoonish visuals make for an enjoyable and unique experience that is both challenging and entertaining. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more exciting gaming content. And if you've already taken advantage of the amazing deals on these 30 must-play games, let us know in the comments which ones you're enjoying the most. Until next time, happy gaming.